Welcome to At Home with Music. Leon Olguin here. I thought I'd change up the scenery a little bit and come outside. In fact, I was going to go for a little walk around the neighborhood, but unfortunately the weather is not cooperating with me. So since I don't really want to get wet, I'm just going to stay right here on the front porch. But you know, it's a beautiful time here in Asheville as the leaves are starting to come back on the trees, and also things are starting to bloom. I had originally thought that I was going to do a series on great composers. And then I got to thinking, you can find a lot of information about the most famous composers, guys like Bach and Beethoven, Mozart, and definitely their lives and their works are worthy of your attention and worthy of your study. But I got some suggestions from some folks that I'm in contact with on Facebook. And one of the ladies that I've been in contact with said, why not do a series on women composers? And then I realized that's actually something that I've studied in the past, because there are many great female composers that have been unjustly neglected. And so I thought maybe I should highlight some of their work and tell you about some of the details of their lives. Now, why should we be studying the lives of composers? Well, one thing is you learn about what the world was like during their time, because obviously they're not all alive now. You know, we're going back to the 18th century, the 19th century, all the way back to the beginning of music history. There were female composers, dozens of them. And I would be willing to bet that you don't even know who any of these women are. And so it is my goal to introduce you to them and tell you about their lives, tell you about the world they were living in, the reactions that they had when they brought out their music, and just tell you a little bit more about these women. And in addition to that, I'd like to highlight the lives and works of some of the more obscure composers, people that you've never heard of. Now, many of these men, many of these women, they were extremely popular in their day. They were famous. They were like rock stars. But then for some reason, sometimes we can tell what the reason was, and sometimes we don't know why, their work fell into obscurity after they died. And now, their music is still around. In fact, you can find a great deal of it on YouTube. But they are largely unknown to the general population. Now, there are some artists out there, some musicians, performers, that are trying to bring back some of these unjustly neglected works, and I applaud their efforts. And some of those efforts are recorded for us on YouTube, and I hope to bring those to your attention so that you can enjoy them as well. So, starting a week from today being Monday, we're going to start a new series on female composers, and then we'll kind of go back and forth between female composers and obscure composers. Of course, most of the female composers are obscure too, but you know what I mean. But I want to highlight these worthy musicians and artists that most people have never heard of. So I look forward to sharing all that with you as I stand out here, and it's getting kind of cold out here. So I think I'm going to go back into the warmth of my studio and start putting this together. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you will like this video, something a little bit different here, and share this with your friends and families and other homeschool families, and I'll talk to you in the next one.